Hi, this is Emily of Beauties and Headcanons. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Jessica Hammer, co-host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Maddie and I talk about all things pageant related, especially our experiences in the Miss America organization. A new show comes out bi-weekly, every other Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Last time on the Greg and Dave Show.
Answer what this is for, but
33 1/3?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Pi. Oh my gosh.
Pi? What?
What if they made records with like that 3.14159, like the number pi? That would be fantastic because it's a record and it's a circle and it looks like a pie.
Would you be able to play anything on it? I mean, I feel like it would just be in a constant state of flux, just keeps kind of growing.
Just put on one of those like one-dimensional shapes, like what's that called? The loop. Like you take a piece of paper, like a normal loop piece of paper, but if you flip one of the ends and then it becomes is that Mobius?
The infinity
Mobius?
symbol?
No, not the infinity symbol, because it doesn't make an 8. It's technically a two-dimensional object because when you flip it, you can take a pencil and start on one side of it and keep drawing, and you end up drawing a line on both sides of it. But since you never pick up your pencil, it technically only has one side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird science thing.
Mobius strip, is that a thing?
Mobius strip, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I was never sure what that was. And now I know.
There you go. That is what it's called, Mobius strip. And I just recently learned about the Klein bottle, which is interesting.
The Krang bottle?
Klein bottle. It's a bottle where all the things that are inside are technically also stored on the outside.
So it's like Schrodinger's anything.
Schrodinger's milk jug.
Speaking of Krang, though, have you ever heard of the guy who did the voice of Krang?
Krang? What's Krang? Who's Krang?
On Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh, I never got to watch that.
Oh, that's sad.
A, we didn't have cable. B, my mom was against anything violent or what she considered to be weird. So that's why I was banned from Rugrats, because it was too weird.
That's sad. I think that was a reason
my
mom got me into Ninja Turtles, was because it was... It was Turtles or G.I. Joe, and she thought Turtles were nicer, I guess, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, Krang was like the main baddie, and Krang was just this brain thing. And apparently,
nice.
The guy who did the voice of Krang would like call kids up for their birthday parties or whatever.
That's funny.
Apparently, that was pretty cool. This is Krang. Yes. Who's this? This is Johnny. Who cares? Like, I would have loved that if I was a kid.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, I never do the intro. That's always Dante or Greg's job. Okay.
It's time for the Greg and Dave Show.
Welcome to the Greg and Dave Show, now featuring 15% more Dante. This is Dave's show with 15% less Dante than usual because Dante's not here. The Greg is not here. Mrs. Bale is not even here. I'm looking over.
But somehow I snuck in.
Somehow this other guy snuck in here.
Hello, studio.
I thought you were a member of the studio audience that just grabbed a mic.
Aren't I?
Are you?
I'm pretty sure that's how this happened.
Oh. Well, all right. That's good because I need a co-host for this. So, first person to the mic wins, I guess.
I made it through the wall that you keep us all behind.
Yeah. How did you get through that?
I don't know. There's this lady behind a voice protective wall, but I just pointed at the red button and she pressed it and
really
came on through.
Wow. So I was like that. I'm pretty sure that thing's made of obsidian.
Obsidian?
Only breakable but the diamond pickaxe. But I digress.
Also known as dragon glass.
Dragon glass? I don't know that game.
For all of us Game of Thrones fans out there.
Oh, there we go.
We digress.
Anyway, we should probably introduce you.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Paul. I don't have a nickname yet. I'm not cool enough.
We'll call you just Paul for right now.
Just Paul that works for me.
Lowly Paul. Pauper Paul.
Paulper.
Intern Paul.
Paul the intern. I love it.
Paul the intern, better known as, you're also known as For Deodatus on Twitch.
That's right, For Deodatus Gaming. Yep.
And you are also husband to Emily, one of the co-hosts on BDs and Headcanons, found right here on Public House Media.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And so we got to get our cheap plugs for shows in whenever possible. So, yes. Well, we've got, this is going to be sort of a mini-sode of the Greg and Dave show, now featuring 15% more Dante.
That's why it's a mini episode. It's featuring 15% less Dante.
15% less Dante. There's no Greg. It's just like it's going to be 2 stories instead of 3 because we have one host that's usually here instead of the other 3, except that Greg's not usually because Dante. I didn't think there was going to be math.
I'm pretty sure parts of this show just keep getting siphoned into a black hole that Mrs. Bale set somewhere. I don't know. We lost a Greg. We lost a Dante. Now we're down to 2 stories. What is happening here?
I don't know. But I'm glad you're here at any rate because we'll go through it together.
All right.
We have 2 stories, though, that we're going to be sharing with the fine people this week. And these are 2 stories that you brought to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with that with that black hole, I was thinking a lot about space and taking a look at some news around, and I actually found this pretty cool story. Actually, searching through Bing. I'm one of those weird people that doesn't use Google. I know. But I'll go ahead and let you run through the story here, as I'm currently refinding it on my side.
Fantastic. This first story comes from clickondetroit.com. And we're starting with kind of an interesting story as opposed to the second story, which just made me sad. And I kind of want to get that out of the way, but it's all right. We'll look at somebody's good fortune here with the first story. Clickondetroit.com. Detroit's kind of sad, I guess. There's that. But I digress. The story here from the Associated Press. Michigan man's doorstop rock turns out to be meteorite worth $100,000.
Holy cow.
My goodness gracious.
I need to check some of my doorstops around here.
I know. I've got so much crap around here that I'm like, one of these things has got to be worth something.
My grandma has a brick that has like some knitting and embroidery all around it, so it doesn't look like a brick, but that's her doorstop. Maybe that's worth something.
I know people who they have the IQ of a brick.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they're not worth anything. Anyway, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hi to all my friends listening in. I wasn't talking about you. Don't worry. Grand Rapids, Michigan. A Michigan man recently learned that a rock he's been using as a doorstop is a meteorite worth $100,000. The Smithsonian Museum and Central Michigan University say the nearly 23-pound hunk of iron and nickel is the 6th largest meteorite found in Michigan, which I find interesting that they keep track of that. 6th largest meteorite found in Michigan. Is there somewhere where I can find a list of the largest meteorites found in each state? Because I'm wondering if any state has, like, notably larger meteorites than the others. I mean, I guess Texas or California would because they got more room to cover, but...
Right. But I mean, like, what's the gross average of meteorite size across the states? Like, is Michigan on the low side with this? Are they in a meteorite recession as well?
Yes. Ooh, meteorite recession.
But maybe not with this one being worth $100,000.
Yeah. When's the last time CNN talked about the meteorite recession?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you could, buy a couple of those Detroit houses with this rock, and at least maybe some of the ones that this rock may have, blown up on its way down.
I feel like at this point you could buy Detroit with this. Hey, things are going. David Mazurek, hope I'm pronouncing that right, says he took his doorstop to the university for examination after seeing reports in January of meteorite pieces selling for thousands of dollars. It's a good reason to take it in, I suppose. He says the meteorite came with a barn he bought in 1988 in Edmore. He says the farmer who sold him the property told him it landed in his backyard in the 1930s.
Wow.
So he never bothered to check it until just now.
So this farmer has clearly been around for a while because he remembers his property getting struck by a space rock in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, I wonder how much he sold the property for. Like, did he take a loss on this because of the $100,000 meteorite? Holy cow.
Yeah, that meteorite just kind of getting thrown in as part of the deal. I mean, this is not like buying a meal at McDonald's and you get a meteorite and your Happy Meal. I mean, this is a doggone house with a meteorite worth six figures. I mean,
now with 15% more space rocks.
There you go. I'm just wondering if the guy who sold him the house is still alive, or if he tries to, kind of come back and say, by the way, that meteorite, yeah, it's got my name on it somewhere.
It's a rock. It's a rock.
Yeah, then, just the guy suddenly goes missing or something. And, oh, yeah, the guy who sold me this place disappeared, I guess.
It's a cursed meteorite, yeah.
Yeah. Meteorite fell to Earth and killed him mysteriously. Except
he back into space.
It hit him back in the 30s, and he just died recently because of it. Yeah,
space
that's what
radiation.
happened.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It says more tests are being conducted to see if the meteorite contains rare elements.
Ooh.
Like a good TV show for McLean Stevenson post-MASH.
Rare elements.
Nobody's going to get that joke. Nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I try, but
it clearly just went over my head. Rare elements sounds like a comedy show or like one of those new sitcoms that you see as like a Netflix original or something like that popping up.
Oh, so you make it sound good. I heard rare elements. I was thinking like this summer on UPN. It's like no, nothing on UPN is ever good.
At least it's not like what is it? A Bob Geldof cover band?
Bob Geldof cover band. I still submit that is the best joke I've ever told on this show. Dag nabbit. Peaches is his daughter. Never mind.
Peaches and gravy.
Peaches and broth. Yes.
Peaches and broth. Peaches and broth.
Peaches and gravy. That's just disgusting.
I mean, I'm down for biscuits and gravy, but throw fruit in there, and that's well-balanced breakfast. Might see it on a cereal commercial, but
what? Gravy
not
is
on my table.
Yeah, gravy is one of the 4 food groups, isn't it?
It's one of my 4 food groups. Part of my fitness plan.
Yeah. Salt, meat, gravy.
Fitness whole pizza in my mouth.
Candy? Yeah.
All right.
So the guy says he is planning to sell the meteorite, this guy.
All right.
Says when he sells a meteorite, he will donate some of the money to the university.
I mean, I guess that's fair, cutting in the university who, appraised it and told him it was actually worth something. It seems that he clearly knew it was a meteorite the whole time. It wasn't like, hey, this is just a cool rock, and then he didn't know about it. It's just that he just discovered that it was actually worth something, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it sounds good, but I think it's a little bit of a plea bargain thing. Like they say, by the way, this is worth a lot of money, and if you want to see it again, wink, wink. It's like, all right.
Cut us in on the deal.
Yeah, 10%, guys.
Like getting back on Shark Tank.
Yeah, we gotta.
This week's episode of Space Rock Tank.
Space Rock Tank. I have this green glowing rock. I'm out. Nope. I had this blue milk. Nope. Look, you look like a trustworthy guy. I look in your 3 eyes and I think I want to trust this guy, but then I remember you have 3 eyes and I think I probably don't want to get near that thing.
Which one would you even look in, though?
The middle one. That's a happy story.
That's a very happy story.
Very happy story. It's
always great when you run across some extra money, isn't that right, Dave Show?
Yeah, extra money, man. Oh, dude, I came across like $20 a couple of months ago, and it just made my day.
What do you think you'd do if you came across like an envelope of like $1,000?
$1,000, I would think I would turn it in and go to the nearest police station and turn it in and be a swell citizen and possibly make somebody very happy.
Nice. What do you think about football tickets? Or maybe would you just get angry at the dollar bills and just toss it in the shredder?
Well, if we were talking about football tickets, I mean, are they good for today? Or, I mean, if they're going to be, if the game's in an hour, I would think that those people who lost the tickets would want me to go,
It just makes sense. They're just a free will donation right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to have time to, go around looking for tickets, for goodness sakes. Who has time to look for lost things?
Well, Dave Show, I think this is going to be a new record for the Greg and Dave Show for the longest possible segue that I might have ever heard on the show.
Yes, we have another story about money from time.com. And
much less fortunate people here. Instead of finding a rock worth $100,000, what did they find, Dave Show?
Oh, you can see me right now. I'm in pain.
Oh,
okay. This listeners, you might want to just if you've got a trick where you go to the dentist sometimes and you know that they're about to drill and it's going to hurt a little bit.
just
so you
find your happy place.
You do something else that, it's going to kind of distract you from the pain. Usually I've got a fingernail that's a little longer, and I kind of poke myself in the thumb with it or something.
Is that what you're supposed to do in a lie detector test?
I don't know. Is it? I've never tried to beat a lie detector test, Paul. I don't know about you.
I just assumed that this was a regular occurrence for people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're married, too, so I guess there's that. But anyway, nonetheless, we have this story from Time. It's going to hurt to even say.
Time.com? Are we using reputable sources on this show? What is happening?
Well, the last one was going to be from space.com, so now we've got time.com. And
space, time.
And then, because it's space and time. Never mind.
Continuum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
It's kind of like peaches and broth, but not in any way.
But real.
Yes. Yes, the story, toddler. See, already that's troublesome. I mean,
toddler.
Right there. It's just starting with toddler, oh no, something's gone horribly wrong. Toddler shreds up parents' $1,000 savings because the rules don't apply to him. I have to ask you, what was your name again? Paul the intern or?
Yeah, intern Paul the intern.
Intern Paul. If your toddler,
the possibilities are endless.
Oh, that's good. It's appalling the names we're coming up with. But anyway.
Absolutely.
But if you had a toddler who shredded $1,000 that you've been saving up.
$1,000. Oh my gosh. I've actually got a couple. Well, one is in that toddler stage. One of them is kind of like they're 4 years old. So they're not toddler anymore, more like kindergarten stage. But either way, they come in and shred $1,000. This is not going to be a good day for anybody. It would be hard. It's like you can't really punish them or discipline, I guess is the softer word, because it's just paper to them. And to be honest, fiat currency, it is just paper. But I mean, like, what the heck? Like they're just having fun. They find a paper shredder. I mean, what good family doesn't have an accessible paper shredder for their toddler to use? Yeah. And they just start stuffing stuff in the stuffy till the stuffy's got enough stuff with the shredder. And I mean, it's a good time. It makes noises, kicks out, fun confetti that you can use to decorate your room with later. But I mean, geez, $1,000.
Yeah, and that's going to be the first paper that goes in the shredder because money, not really the best for coloring. So. I
mean, it's true. It's not the best. I mean, pretty much, kids shred your wallet, your paycheck anyway. So it's par for the course.
It's true. Well, poor Leo Belknap. Says here, may not share his parents' love for University of Utah football. Yeah, but who does? Oh, that's not what the story says. The money that they had carefully saved up for season tickets wound up in the paper shredder, and 2-year-old Leo is the prime suspect. Jackie and Ben Belknap had managed to save $1,060, carefully tucked into an envelope that they were going to send to Ben's parents to repay them for the cost of season tickets to root on their favorite college football team.
Okay, so they already have the tickets then. They don't need to buy the tickets. They already have tickets. Mm-hmm. They were just going to repay people for those tickets and like, I'm sorry, I don't have the money. My toddler, they just threw it in the shredder. And my dog ate my homework while I was at it too. It's just been a really rough week.
And all 3 of my grandmothers died at the same time. And because this meteorite crashed on them and destroyed them all. And yeah, exactly. Oh, and our favorite college football team is Utah.
I mean, that's as believable as all the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, Utah, really? Come on. Not even Utah State. At least Utah State, they're more underdog-ish. Utah, what do you got? But I digress.
We digress. We're good at that.
Yes. That's what we're best at here. The envelope disappeared over the weekend, and after a thorough investigation, they found its remains in the family's shredder, according to local news outlet KSL in Utah.
Found its remains. Usually when we hear that in a news story, it's like a bird. Especially one of our stories, finding remains. Thankfully, it wasn't a bird in the shredder, though. I mean, I might be able to accept a bird in the shredder easier than $1,000. But once again, I digress.
A bird in the shredder is not as good as a bird in the hand. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh!
And
what about two in the shredder?
I don't know. Are you killing them with a stone?
Chuck Norris once killed 2 stones with 1 bird.
That's true. I saw him do it.
And your favorite college team is Utah.
And my favorite college team is Utah. Absolutely. They've got... I'm looking at this story here. They've got this tweet from Ben Belknap, at Ben Belknap, for anybody curious.
BB, to be short.
BB. And yes, he basically says what we've gone through here. He's got the shredded money on the left. And then he's got a picture of a small person with a bike and a helmet and glasses on. I can only presume that is the suspect, that is the 2-year-old in question.
Are we seeing the cause and effect here? Like shredded money. Now, like, sorry, kid, you're on your own. Grab your bike, put your helmet on backwards. You're out of here. I'm guessing they're not kicking him out because A, if they post that on Twitter, they're in big trouble. And 2, I would expect if the kid's getting kicked out, he's going to have like that stick with the little like handkerchief or whatever with all of his belongings in it. You're right. He doesn't have the stick.
Yeah.
Side note, when I was a kid, my parents got me a stick with a handkerchief because I thought it was kind of like cool from the cartoons, and they thought like I would just like run around the house with my favorite toys in there. But I was one of those troublesome kids where if I was feeling victimized, I would actually grab that stick with my favorite toys and like run out the door and be like, "Bye, I'm leaving," and freak out my parents. So they came to regret that decision of giving me that toy.
Nice. Oh, good.
But he doesn't have a stick, so how far can he really go? And what are those? Like blue pajamas?
Yeah, got just kind of pajamas on there. So, this kid not really planning ahead, let's be honest.
No.
Shred the money, got to escape, I get that, but I'm thinking maybe like under this kitchen sink, somewhere like that's probably a better place to hide out.
I mean, that's where I grew up.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still got access to the fridge that way.
It's true.
Take your time on the moving out. Anywho, it says here, the Belknap's toddler is apparently well-versed in the ways of shredding. Not surprising.
It's basic kindergarten skills here, SpongeBob.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, there's painting and coloring and nap time and shredding, I believe.
Shredding. Gotta get shredded.
Shredding. You put stuff in the shredder and then you go shredding on your skateboard because that's what kindergartners do nowadays.
That's what the kids do.
Them kids, them rascals. It says he frequently helps his mom shred their junk mail or important documents that they don't want to throw in the trash hole. His parents believe he used his near-professional level shredding skills on the envelope containing their hard-earned cash when they weren't paying close enough attention. Is it ever possible to pay close enough attention to a 2-year-old?
In my personal expert opinion, never. Ever, ever.
Yeah.
You can, like, okay, my kid did this the other day. He was fully dressed. We're ready to go out the door, be in public and all that jazz. We literally turn around to put the baby in the car seat. We turn back around and he's completely naked.
Yep.
100%. He does this cool little move where he just sucks his arms into his shirt, sticks them up out the neck hole, and then just like shucking an ear of corn, just like pushes down with his shirt and just boom, slips everything off from the top down.
Yeah. Weird how kids learn that trick too.
Just done. Especially the boys. They're just like, oh, done with clothes.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I'm pretty good at doing that too, but that's...
I mean, you got to do what you got to do after a stressful day at work. But...
Yeah. I used to do that actually in the middle of this show, and then Mrs. Bale kind of came down on me for it and whatever.
Yeah, that's why we keep the studio audience behind a wall.
Yeah. Well, that's... And we can't hear anything that they're saying or doing, because... Woo!
Although I think they are starting to build a trebuchet out there so they can, maybe launch things over the wall. Get some medieval warfare going on out there. I don't know.
I'm going to look into that.
I did see torches and pitchforks.
As soon as I learn what that word means, I'm going to look into that.
Trebuchet. Excellent.
They believe it was an accident of sorts, this money shredding, not a statement about the football team's performance against Washington State on Saturday, which I'm sure was probably not very good because they're Utah. Washington State is not Utah, so there you go.
And it's just Washington State. They're not that great to begin with anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the Cougars, they still got an okay name, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
After discovering the whereabouts of their cash, the adult Belknaps set about trying to separate the cash from the paper. And the image Ben shared on Twitter shows the difficulty of the task, as somebody on Twitter was saying, all I see is green in the pic was a green money in an envelope. And
green money in a green envelope.
Yeah, and I love Ben's response because the guy who questions them has a Cubs logo as his Twitter picture. So Ben responds with, we separated from the Bills. How are the Cubs, by the way? Damn!
Boom.
Ruthless. That is a man that is in pain, having lost $1,000, and he has absolutely no ruth to give.
No bothers given here.
Not a one. He has a land of craps to give. Oh no, it's completely bare. There you go. While the family hopes that the United States Department of Treasury can refund at least some of their shredded currency, for now they are taking the long view. Quote, it took a few hours to get over the shock, but it really is hilarious. Will make for a good wedding story, Ben tweeted. On the bright side, the ticket office at the University of Utah heard about their plight and is offering to help soothe a little of their pain with free tickets.
Which they already have. They already have tickets.
Apparently. But they do say Utah Ticket Office will help out maybe with a couple extra tickets.
Extra, okay.
So there is that. Babysitter not included, though. So okay.
Oh, come on.
There you go. Right there. It's like, oh, extra tickets. Oh, we don't have a babysitter. Oh, great. Thanks. Fantastic.
So now that's one way to guarantee they will never use the tickets.
Yeah. I mean, really, odds are, number one, who wants to go to a Utah Utes game anyway? And number two, I don't really need a number two because the number one was so good. So there we go.
Because Utah is the number two.
Utah is the number two, that's for sure. Well, I don't know if they're the number two, but they certainly are number twos.
Exactly.
That's what the kids say nowadays, right? I've never understood that because something could be well, never mind. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that later because it's almost the end of the. Oh, that's right. You're not here. Okay. I have a drop somewhere. Hang on. There we go. Thank you for listening to the Greg and Dave Show, now with 15% more Dante, except with 15% less Dante than usual, and no the Greg, and with intern Paul, pretty Paul Roma, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Polly Parrott, I've also heard as a child.
Polly Parrott, Paul, the guy who does the website stuff for PHM, right? We forgot to mention that earlier.
I do run the website, thefamedia.com.
Yes.
So, where all good podcasts can be found.
Every last one of them. Every
last good podcast. So if you're into sports or wacky news stories or nerdy things, feel free to check us out. We've got all kinds of wonderful good podcasts there on thephmedia.com. Also the Dave Show. Dave Show, doesn't this channel have some merch on that website as well?
I think it's got some kind of merch. It probably does, since my voice just went up like 12 octaves right there.
So yeah, additional shameless plug there. If you want to rep your favorite podcast and increase the listenership in your own special way, feel free to grab some merch there so you can enjoy a coffee with the lovely Greg and Dave Show on the side of it. With that, I'm not sure where I'm going with this Dave Show, and you could probably edit this sentence out later.
Yeah, well, no, I probably won't, but I was just checking the website, so you bought me time. That's the important thing. Pubhousemedia.storeenvy.com is where you can go and buy stuff. Coffee mugs. And accessories. I still don't know what's in the accessories here. There's a drawstring bag. There's an iPhone case, which is totally racist to Android users, but whatever. There's a beanie. There's socks. You can get Public House Media socks, for gosh sakes.
Oh, heck yeah. We definitely need to add Greg and Dave Show socks to the wacky sock collection.
Yes. I still want to get bobbleheads one day. It'll happen.
Dare I say Bobo heads?
Bobo heads, yes.
Bobo
See,
heads.
this is why you're here, because you get it.
I get it.
You're
it
on
works.
the ball.
On the ball?
I guess. That sounds bad. Being on the ball, because then you're going to fall off. Whatever. Anyway.
Those exercise balls are dangerous, man.
They are. Great fun, though. Good for kicking at people's faces. But nonetheless. So yeah, and then we're, let's see, we're on Google Play and Spreaker and iTunes and Zeke's Discount Podcast Emporium. And
I mean, you clearly found the show somehow because you've made it this far. Congrats to you, by the way. Absolute, props to the studio audience for making it this far. But if you're looking for a different platform, pretty much any platform that does have good podcasts, you can find us and other PH Media, Public House Media podcasts there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and people should check out your Twitch channel.
Oh, yeah. How about that? So if you're into gaming or just chilling on the internet, watching a dude play with computer games, I mean, that's me. I play a random smattering of games on twitch.tv/4deodatus. That's 4DEODATUS. So come hang out, chat with us, and it'll be a good time. Play usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a random day on the weekend. So be happy to see you all there, along with our very own Emily from Beauties and Headcanons, an excellent podcast about all things nerdy.
True that. So yeah, so we got our bases covered. We're all over the place, man.
All over the place. You can't escape.
You cannot escape us. Give in. Give in to the Greg and Dave Show. Give in to Public House Media. Give in to the almighty ruler and whatever thing. I blew it. I was going to say I just can't think of his name.
Resistance is futile.
Overruling ruler of
Baxter Colvin.
Participles or that word.
Supreme Lord and Commander Baxter. No, what? I don't know where this is going.
Master and ruler of the world or something. Anyway. Screw it. I give up. I will end the show on that. Mrs. Oh, that's right. You're not here. All right. Well, I'll go find the button and the theme will start at some point.
Oh, good for you.
Dramatization may not have happened.
Just don't press the red button. We know what happens when that happens.
Not the red button. No.
Not the red button.
Not the red button.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Get on with it.
You've been listening to The Greg and Dave Show. The Greg and Dave Show theme is Take a Chance by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com.